Hey guys, it's Kat and we are doing another liquid lipstick wear test. This is the first one of 2018. I started this, I don't know if it was 2016, I think it was mid 2016, I think, and I did a lot of it over about a year, and then over the last 6 months I kind of stopped doing it. But I thought I would start this year with a revision. So we're going back to one of the first liquid lipsticks I tried and really hated. It was from Kat Von D and it was in the shade Vampira. Now, I hated that because it's a really dark shade that crumbled off. I recommend checking out that video. And on that video, a lot of people said that other shades worked really well. Some people said I haven't tried Vampira, but I really love the Kat Von D formula. And some people said I love the Kat Von D formula, but Vampira is one of the worst shades. So I actually, over the last year or so, I have picked up a few more shades. I have picked up Lolita, which is the one I'm testing out today. I picked up Lolita 2, which is a more orange tone one, if you want to know the difference. So Lolita is like a sort of mauvey nude, and then I think they accidentally changed I think there was a batch that they made that they put too much like orange or something pigment in it, and then they realized it was really good, so they made a second version of Lolita 2. And I also bought the limited edition Project Chimps one, which is more of an orangey red. So I have bought a few and I have been trying them, and I definitely have to say that these shades are way better than Vampira. That was significantly worse than these. So I thought it's going to be best to set the record straight and try some more Kat Von D. So the way these liquid lipstick wear tests work is I'm going to show you applying them. I'm going to not drink or eat for an hour or two when I first apply it, check back in to let you know how it looks without eating or drinking, because I found Vampira looked alright, but then as soon as I started eating or drinking, it went to the shit house. So I'm going to not drink or eat for the first 2 hours, then check back in after I have eaten to show you how it looks after eating, and then I will wear it for as long as it wears. If it gets to the point where it looks like it needs to be touched up or removed, that's when the wear test stops, and I will rank this, well, the shade that I'm using, which is Lolita, compared to the other shades that I've used. Alright, so let's cut to me applying it. So I just applied Lolita on my lips and it took probably a good 30 seconds to a minute to dry down matte. So you can see that it is now matte. It's a very thin formula, which is really nice and comfortable. Sort of reminds me a little bit of the Huda Beauty one, but it's probably a bit more opaque. So I think you can still see a little bit of my lip texture or lip color coming through. So it's not completely opaque with one layer. But I think it looks really nice. I think it looks really even, so I don't feel the need to build it up. And generally with liquid lipsticks, I find that the less you apply, the better it wears, or the more comfortable it is anyway. So yeah, this is what it looks like freshly applied, and I'm liking it. Like, I've used this before, I'm familiar with this liquid lipstick, but this just confirms that I really like the color and I really like the way it applies. Super easy. Also, kiss test. There's no transfer at all. I also want to point out that these don't have a scent. It almost smells like raw ingredients, so it's nothing too, it almost smells like a soft sort of, not paint, but it definitely smells like raw ingredients. So if you don't like scented things, it's not, there's no sweet or overpowering fragrance. It is just the scent of like really faint raw ingredients. So I don't mind that. Alright, so I'm back and it is 2 hours and 10 minutes after I applied this lip product. I did film a couple of videos, so I was talking a lot, but it's looking alright. Like, the way it's feeling is a little bit dry, like it's a little bit, it definitely doesn't feel moist. It's not a moisturizing liquid lipstick at all, but in the mirror, I don't know how it looks on the camera, but it looks pretty much perfect. I think because also it matches my lip color quite well. If there is any sort of like separation happening here, I can't really see it very well. It just looks like I've got a really nice lip color on. It looks really thin, really smooth. And yeah, it does feel a little bit dry, but not, that's also probably because I don't drink or eat for 2 hours while I'm seeing how this goes. So I really feel like some water. So I'm gonna eat something and then I'll check back in like an hour or something and let you know how it wears after eating and drinking and how it looks kind of settled after food. All right, so it is about an hour and a half since I checked in, probably an hour since I ate. I just had a sandwich, I had a coffee, and this is wearing all right. Like, it's wearing so much better than Vampira, that really, that really dark color that I tried the first time. I might insert a photo of that because that was hideous. This isn't like, I might turn down the brightness, hang on a sec. So this is wearing off a little bit in the inner parts, but I think because it's nude, it looks all right, but also it's wearing down quite naturally. So I can see that this will wear down and it'll have like a rim, just like a line around the lips, but it's wearing down at a nice rate that it doesn't look chunky and flaky, unlike that Vampira one. That one wore down really, really badly, and as soon as I had a coffee, it was like flaking, not even eating anything oily, it was flaking and chunking, whereas this is not flaky. It feels like my lips, I think since I've been drinking as well, it doesn't feel as dry as it did before. There's really not much transfer at all. It's comfortable. I'm liking it so far. So I'll continue wearing it and continue to check in, and I'll see you later. All right guys, we're back and it is, hurry up phone, it is 6 hours into the wear test. I have, like I said, I ate lunch. I've been eating fruit while editing, so this is really good. Like, it's worn off really, really naturally, really, really nicely. It sort of goes with my lip color, so you can see it's a little bit, tiny bit patchy, but in real life, it looks a lot better than I think it does on camera. I would be happy to keep wearing this. It's sort of just, yeah, worn off to a really natural look. Now, I think this is particularly because this color is sort of like a My Lips But Better color. I think if you were going for something like a brighter red color, I even have a mini of a bright purple. Wait a second. I even have a mini of a bright purple. So I'm sure that if you were going for one of these sort of brighter, darker colors, this wearing off won't look as flattering as it does with a nude, because nudes naturally look, they wear off a lot nicer. So I really like this. It's really comfortable. I'm really impressed at it's worn through a sandwich, a couple of coffees, water, eating grapes and pears and snacks and whatever, and I really like this. So 6 hours in, I think this is a really great liquid lipstick. I'm going to leave the review there only because I want to finish up some editing and go to the gym, and I sort of want to pack up. So I think 6 hours on, this is really good. This is a type of product that I would be very keen to wear to work, and know that by the end of the day, if my lips look like this, it's fine. I can always touch it up because this is a very, very thin formula, so it doesn't feel like it's getting chunky. It's not getting kind of, it's still not transferring. It's like most things when they start breaking down with oils or with wear, they start transferring, but this one still isn't transferring onto my cup very much, and it's not feeling chunky, and if I build it up, I'm confident that if I reapply it, it's not going to feel horrible and cakey and flaky. So I'm going to do that now just because. So this is the reapply wear test. See, the color, it's a bit bolder, but it sort of looks the same. So top lip to bottom lip, there's not much difference. It's just that it's worn away very, very gently on the inner portion. Easy. So this is something I'd definitely love to wear on a daily basis. I do know as well that Lolita 2 also wears off quite nicely. This is, I'll swatch them. Let's do it. So Lolita 1 is more of a dark sort of true nude. It's a brownie nude, but it's not very orangey. It's, if anything, it's a little bit brown mauvey maybe. Lolita 2 is definitely similar but more red, so it's a little bit more orange toned. And then the other ones that I have, I've got Project Chimps, which is more orange, dark red, so that one looks more red on the lips, less nude. And then I have K-Dub, which is a bright colour, a bit of a fun colour there as well. So I think this one, since it is the most nude of the bunch, it is definitely more natural when it wears off. It looks like you don't have patchy lips because it kind of melds with your natural lip colour. And then as they get sort of brighter and away from your natural lip colour, they will wear off a little bit funny. I found that these all wear very well. They all wear remarkably better than Vampira, which I first tested out. That was the worst one I've ever tried. Once again, I do think the nudes wear a bit better than like the bright and even the red, but very comfortable formula, very easy to wear. So I think what it comes down to, and this is where I find liquid lipstick wear tests a bit of a struggle, you might get a kind of range that you really like, and then you might get a really horrible shade that puts you off. Or if you try a horrible shade to start off with, like I did with this range, it sort of makes you not want to buy more of the collection because you had a really bad experience with it. But I can tell you that liquid lipsticks, even in the same range, you know, one shade can be amazing, one shade could be hideous, and it just really is about finding out which ones work really well. So highly recommend Lolita, highly recommend Lolita 2, definitely do not recommend Vampira. So I love how this wears, I love how it touches up, I love how it doesn't sort of ball up or feel too dry, doesn't transfer, and it wears off very, very naturally. And I just love a liquid lipstick that I can put on and I don't have to babysit. I don't have to worry about it smearing, I don't have to worry about it transferring, I don't have to worry about it looking really patchy. And I really dig these ones that I currently have. Alright, so if you are also familiar with this series, I do rank where I put the lipstick that I'm currently wearing, and I'm going to say this is probably the second best that I've tried. So from memory, my best is from Too Faced. I still love their melted mattes. I think their melted mattes are more pigmented than this, and wear just as well. So I still think that they're number one for me. But I think Lolita in particular wears very, very, very well. And I'm going to put it second to Too Faced, which I think is just above Anastasia Beverly Hills as far as I am aware. But if you do look at the list, you'll see how far below Vampire is. It's one of the worst liquid lipsticks I've ever tried. And it really does show you that depending on the shade you choose, it could either be a winner or something that's really, really horrible. So this is my pick. This is my favorite one from the Kat Von D range, and these other ones are quite nice. But I think this one just, it's very good. So yeah, by far Lolita is my pick out of the range. If you wanted to try the formula and you weren't sure about which one would wear well, Lolita 2 also wears pretty well, and these probably aren't number 2 picks, but they still are pretty decent. So it's just about trial and error with the Kat Von D range, unfortunately, but happens to the best of the ranges out there. Some are great and some are real duds. Anyway guys, so that is the first liquid lipstick that I'm testing for 2018, and I thought it's kind of good to revisit some old brands that I've reviewed in the past. I might also review another Jeffree Star because I had a similar experience where I tried one that I really didn't like, and then I bought one recently that is a lot better, so I might have to go back and test that one out again. So yeah, I will definitely start going through more of my liquid lipsticks that I own and add new brands to the list. But I also think I'll be revisiting some brands that I have tested in the past that didn't work quite well, but I've since found better shades from that range because it can make all the difference. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you do want to see the other videos I've done in this series, I'll leave a playlist down below and on the screen and etc. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.